without further ado, I would like us to get started by understanding why the book. What is the purpose of the book exactly? Why did we have to go on this adventure to release another masterpiece for the consumption of the massive audience that we have this afternoon? So I have the honor and the privilege and the pleasure of introducing a best-selling author, actually, who has not done this once, nor twice, nor three times, but this is the fourth time that he is writing a masterpiece. Please, with some reactions on the screen, please help me make welcome as I introduce to you the latest author in town, Dr. Oyedele Ola, to tell us about the purpose of the book. Thank you. I see you all. Thank you. Thank you for those reactions. Dr. Ola, over to you.
Thank you so much, Fisayo. I hope you can hear my voice clearly. And
Absolutely, yes.
good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I could actually see people joining all the way from Canberra in Australia. It's so amazing. So, first of all, I want to say thank you to you, Fisayo. This is the fourth time that we are doing this together. For those that do not know the MC, Fisayo is a business professional, an experienced project manager. We've been friends for so many years, but we are not just friends, we are also family. Thank you so much, Fisayo. I want to welcome everyone once again. Thank you all for joining us today. I'm so thrilled to welcome you to the launch of my new book, Mastering Personal Magnetism. So, this book is a result of many years of research, my personal experience, and the deep passion that I have for understanding what truly makes individuals captivating. And it is my honor today to share the moment with you. So, just for a brief background, while I was growing up, I was quite fascinated by people who could effortlessly draw people in. You've probably met people like that, people that have this ability to attract people. They're the people that others want to do business with. They command a lot of respect. When they show up in a place, everybody rallies around them. People want to be with them. They want to help them. They want to work with them. They want to work for them. This really fascinates me a lot. And out of my curiosity, I began a journey of self discovery and learning, which ultimately inspired me to write this book. So, this book is a summary of what I've learned over the years about people who are such, inspiring people. And the book Mastering Pattern Magnetism is about uncovering the qualities that make us genuinely appealing to other people and using those qualities to create authentic connections. It is my belief that everyone has the potential to develop a magnetic personality. So, this book is my way of sharing the insights and the strategies that I've discovered along the way. I want to give you a brief overview of the book. This is a copy of Mastering Personal Magnetism right in my hand. I hope you can see it. The book emphasizes the importance of cultivating graciousness, continuous self improvement, and using the power of presence in becoming a person or a leader that people want to follow. So this has nothing to do with positional authority. Like, for example, some of us at our places of work, we have authority. Whether people really want to follow us or not, whether people like it or not, we have some level of authority that we exercise over them. That is not what we are talking about. We are talking about people naturally gravitating towards us to really want to do business with us. This book provides insights from years of personal experience and personal research that I've done. And one good thing about the book is that I've provided actionable steps that can help each one of us to develop the qualities that naturally attract people and inspire others. So, what I mean by that is that after every chapter, there are certain exercises that the reader will do, which will help to reinforce the lessons that have been learned. Through practical examples and thought provoking reflections, this book guides you on a journey of personal growth and self discovery. I organized the book in 10 chapters that I will refer to as wisdom infused content. So there is an introduction, there's a conclusion, and sandwich between the introduction and conclusion are the 10 chapters. Chapter 1 is titled Radiate a Captivating Presence. Imagine you showing up in a place and everybody really, really wants you. People want to associate with you, they want to greet you, they want to be part of your life. How do you make that happen? How do you radiate a captivating presence? Chapter 2 is about calibrating our mindset and attitude. As you probably know, attitude is everything. In everything that we do is our mindset. The mindset actually determines what we do. So we need to cultivate the attitude that attracts other people. Chapter 3 is exude self-belief and confidence. The key lesson here in chapter 3 is that if you do not believe in what you are doing, then there is no reason for any one of us to believe in it either. So we need to build confidence and we need to have that self-belief. Using the power of presence to build winning. If you've been able to develop a captivating presence and people really want to be with you, how do you continue to build on that to make meaningful connections with other people? Chapter 5 is about embracing success in all facets of life. And in chapter 5, I did emphasize the fact that success has many friends. When you are successful, people will flock towards you. People will want to associate with you. They want to be with you. Chapter 6, let your creativity and innovation speak. People really want to be around smart people. But the question is, can we all have the artistry of Beethoven or can we all have the ingenuity of Albert Einstein? Maybe not. But what level of creativity can we develop that will attract people to us? Chapter 7 is about being an overcomer. As we know, life is full of challenges. There are usually hurdles to cross, rivers to cross, mountains to climb. We always have people to deal with. How do we overcome? Chapter 8 is about becoming an efficient self-manager. Chapter 9 is titled Be Patient but Persist. One of the key points in chapter 9 is that we get the chicken by hatching the egg, not by smashing the egg. It is great that we're able to move forward, but we have to do that patiently. And chapter 10 is about finding fulfillment and happiness. For those that are familiar with my writing, especially if you have read my previous books, you would see that I like to end up each of the writing in a place of happiness and fulfillment. So everybody should be able to read the book and let it culminate into something that brings them joy and happiness that lasts. So as you read the book, there are a few takeaways from the book, but there are a few of them that I would like to highlight directly. For example, one key lesson in the book is the importance of being true to yourself. We call that authenticity. Authenticity is the foundation for personal magnetism. When you are genuine to yourself and you are true to your values, people are naturally drawn to you. So it's not about faking it. People may have somebody that is really handsome, and because they have that physical quality of being attractive, people may initially get close to them. But it doesn't take a long time before the illusion fades away if the person does not have the inner character that really attracts other people. So another important aspect is our emotional stability. As leaders, as individuals, we need to be stable. Being able to understand and manage your emotions as well as empathizing with other people can significantly enhance your ability to connect with other people on a deeper level. And additionally, this book explores the significance of building confidence, developing self-belief, and maintaining a positive mindset. These qualities are all essential for becoming a person of influence. I also highlighted the importance of qualities like kindness, patience, and resilience in fostering meaningful interaction and strong relationships with other people. By embracing these principles that I discussed in the book, you can create what we call a magnetic presence that attracts and inspires other people. So I have a call to action for every one of us today as I wrap up my speech. I would encourage you to read the book Mastering Personal Magnetism and apply the principles in your daily lives. Why is this important? I know we are all here to celebrate, and many people are here because they love me. I know you love me. You really want me to succeed, and you want to be part of what I'm doing. But beyond that, I also love you, and I really want you to take the book and read it because there is a lot that is packed in there for each and every one of us. So, whether you are looking to improve your personal relationship, you are looking to improve your career, or simply become someone that is magnetic, this book has something for everyone. You will still learn how to get the book as we move on in the program today. I truly believe that the insights and the strategies that I shared throughout the book can help each one of us to unlock our full potential and create a more fulfilling and more impactful life. I want to thank you all for your support and for your time today. And I hope that Mastering Personal Magnetism would inspire you as much as it has inspired me, even as a writer. I want us to remember that the key to personal magnetism lies within each one of us. And I would like us to unlock it together. I want us all to relax. Let's sit back and enjoy the evening. I will give it back to you, Fisaya. Thank you.
All of us. I'm just going to do a quick introduction and bring our panelists on board. Number one on my list, I have Okoyemi Onifade. Uh, he's the founding director and the CEO of Aphenoid Enterprise Limited, based in Nigeria. Please celebrate and, a round of applause. Um, we have Wemimo Onikon, who is the manager of internal communications at Nutrition International in Ottawa. Thank you very much for joining us today. We also have the professor himself, Professor Tolu Shajobi. He's a professor of biostatistics at University of Calgary. Thank you for joining us. We have the distinguished, I will add doctor to her name as well. I'm giving her the honorary doctorate degree, Dr. Remia Dedapo. That's what I would say today. She's a professional engineer and an experienced program manager with several years of practice in Canada. And, to help us with the panel discussion today is the backbone behind the idea today. I have the honor and the pleasure of introducing to you an expert in quality management systems and organizational excellence, someone who has a large appetite for studying and improving herself. Please help me welcome Ruth Ola, who will be leading the panel of discussion this afternoon. Thank you. All those people who know how to use that reactions, I appreciate it. Over to you, Ruth.
All right. Thank you, everyone. It's an honor to have you make our time this afternoon to join the book launch. And thanks to our panel. We want to respect people's time, so we're getting to it right away. I know they're ready to go and to share with you their thoughts about this book and words of encouragement on things that they've read. Some of them participated in the journey of this preparing the book. So they have a lot that they have gained and ready to share with you. So to get us started today, I will start with Okpayemi Onifade. And the first question to you will be, what key insight or concept from mastering personal magnetism do you believe are most crucial for individuals on personal development journey?
All right. Thank you very much, dear Ruth. Thank you, fellow panelists. I would have loved to hear first from them. But it's good, to be the one to start up. Yeah, I would just like to say that this book is about enjoying your life and inviting others to participate in that joy. How do you enjoy your life, and then attracting others to be part of that joy. The book is basically telling you that everyone can succeed if they are willing to pay the price. And the price is not that huge. It's not something you can't afford. The price is within your means. You can, you can pay the price. You don't need a credit card to pay the price. You just need to make decisions daily. And so the book is telling us that even though people fail by accident, to succeed, you can't succeed by accident, but success is within your reach. I don't know how many seconds I have, but I thoroughly enjoyed the book. So I will pause here and then hear from others.
Excellent. Well, you are right on time. And to remind the panel, they know the rules ahead of time, but they have a minute to
Yeah.
say something. But thank you. You are right on time. So, well, I'll go to Wemimo next. And let's start from, were there any specific real life example or anecdotes in the book that you found particularly inspiring or relatable? What would you like to share with us?
Thank you very much. Just to be sure that you can hear me loud and clear. You can hear me
Yes.
okay. Amazing. So it was such a privilege to read the book, to be part of the first set of people to get a chance to read the book and spend some time digging into the insights in there. And I must say that one of the things that stood out to me as I read that book was a particular quote. As a matter of fact, as I read the book, I highlighted so many quotes because they all just kept, resonating deeply with me. But one I would mention is a part that says that you just need to learn and do a bit more than the average individual in your field to truly succeed. And I found that to be very relatable because in the course of my work, having moved from Africa, specifically Nigeria, to Canada to start to work, I found that, you're just like every other person. So many people have immigrated just like you. So many people have certifications and degrees just like you. I realized that, but when you take the time to do a bit more than other people, do things like, if it means you volunteering on certain projects, if it means you showing up online, I'll use online, for example. I found that showing up on a place like LinkedIn for professionals really did help me, just create opportunities in ways that I never thought about. And then if you look at the title of the book, Mastering Personal Magnetism, you're considering what are the things I can do to make me more likable? What are the things I can do to make me a better leader? Showing up online, for instance, for me, which I, and as I mentioned, resonates deeply with me in the book, is the fact that I saw that as you showed up, it didn't only open up opportunities at work, it opened up opportunities such that people want to just come and reach out to you. I find people reaching out on my DMs, wanting to know more about my work, wanting to know more, providing platforms to come speak like this, for example, and just, providing opportunities that you typically would not get if you had just been in your own space and developed yourself a bit more. So I found that as you learn more, as you do more than the average individual, most people just want to stay in their space, do your work, earn a salary, and go home. But when you think of ways to add value to other people, and be a blessing to people in different ways, it definitely does attract people to you and they want to know more and engage with you in a deeper level.
All right. Thank you, Amimo. And let's go to Dr. Tolu Shajabi next. I know you are part of this journey and you've been part of the journey of the past 3 books as well. So, how did the strategies and techniques presented in the book influence your perception of personal magnetism and its role in professional and personal success?
Great. Thank you, Ruth, and great to see you. And Dele, congratulations once again, and fellow panelists and everybody else. It's a So this is my fourth rodeo of reading Dele's book and providing comments, and every time I get floored by Dele's ability to really break down complex concepts in a way that it takes you time to go through each chapter and digest it. Just like Wemimo just said, you highlighting everything, and you first have to kind of say, wait, let me just chew over that particular quote first, and before you know it, you read, and then you find another quote, and you keep highlighting. So I find that practically helpful. I don't think this is a book that you just want to read and just sit down and say, okay, I've read it. I'm done. It's a book that is designed to be a workbook where there are practical recommendations and things that you could walk step by step approach to getting things done. This is not a book where you kind of say 10 steps to success. And then I'm on step 10 and you're wondering where the success is. This is a book that you go first step and then you kind of cheer it and leave that out and go to the second step and you begin to see results as you go on. So I really appreciate Dele's insightful way of presenting the concepts. And if I might add, and I know I have 1 minute, one thing I took away from this book that is quite the strategy that I found very helpful here is that uh, personal magnetism is not an innate ability you're born with. And Dele really unpacked the way that you could actually step by step become a positively attractive person, that you attract people like you, people that share the same mindset as you. So Dele is taking us through that journey of how we could learn it. It's nature versus nurture in this case. This is nurture, nurturing us with principles that can help us become an attractive person. So thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Tolu. And you might be wondering, we were supposed to have a fourth panelist. I can't see the fourth person. Don't worry. She's not here with us live, but she's like, I must say something. So we will play a recording from Rami after we're done with the question with this panel. So I'll come back to you, Okoyemi Onifade. In what ways do you think mastering personal magnetism differentiates itself from other personal development books that you have read? I know you have read a lot of personal development books. So, Opemi Unifade, over to you.
Okay, so one striking point about the book is that it's not just the book that you want to read from page 1 to the last page. I would recommend that you probably take one chapter per month and spend time reflecting. Because the whole idea is not to increase your knowledge. The whole idea of the book is to improve you and to change you, and to help you help yourself, really. And so I would say you want to spend more time reflecting on the contents of the book, even more than you spend reading the book. So there are some books, they give you facts, you can memorize stuff, you can talk about them, but they don't challenge you to think about what you are reading and how to apply them to your context. Because you have to not just adopt the principles, you have to adapt them to your life. And your life is unique. Your life is, your conditions are unique. Your options are yours. And you need to look at that in the context. So there's a framework. It gives you like a tool book for life, for living. Someone may say, well, why is personal magnetism important? I don't want to attract anybody into my life. I like my life as it is, but it's important that you live a life of meaning, a life of relevance, a life of significance. You should not be the only person that is benefiting from this your good life. So how do you ensure that you do something about making it easy for people to welcome your influence into their lives? Because the only way you can make a difference, you are born, you are called to make a difference in this life. And the only way to make that difference is through your influence. And so your personal influence, that's how we know that you pass through this world, you pass through this earth, you made your mark in life. So that's I know I don't have all the I read the book, so I don't have all the time to. You have to read it yourself and also get out your points out of the book. Thank you.
Right. It's when you make a difference, you influence others. I like that. Thank you. I know if we give you hours and hours, you have a lot more to share, but I have to go to Wemimo next. And can you discuss a particular chapter or section of the book that you found especially impactful and explain how it might help other people to enhance their own personal magnetism? Over to you, Wemimo.
Thank you very much. I must say that across the entire book, every part of the book would definitely impact you in some way or the other. And just like Mr. Konifade has said, reading the book is not just, it's not like any other book you just read and drop. Each chapter has questions and it gives you things for you to reflect on and actually do a deep dive. And so let's take chapter 3, for example, which was one of the chapters that I particularly liked that resonated with me. Chapter 3 talks about exuding self-belief and confidence. And that particularly resonated with me because many people often struggle with self-doubt. And there's that tendency for us to continually seek validation from other people, validation just to be sure that what you're doing is, makes sense, what you're doing, is worth anything. But to truly be a leader that is worth following and to truly be a leader who people want to connect with and learn from and glean from, you need to truly exude self-belief and just realize that what you have is something. You're worth your salt. So it's not enough to just do your job every day. I'm talking in the context of profession or context of work because that's my forte. That's my familiar space. But it's beyond just doing your work or doing what you're employed to do in an organization. There's the place of you being able to communicate effectively about the work you do and the value that you bring to the table. And that's so important. And so reading chapter 3 helps you to realize as you reflect, reading on the book and reflecting on the to-do list at the end of the book, it helps you to dig into yourself really. How confident am I in the value that I bring? How confident am I in the things I'm able to do? And when you're confident, when you believe in your ability and you're able to tell people what you can do and the value that you offer, people will gravitate towards you and people want to follow you because they know that you know your onions. I hope that helps. And I hope I stayed within time.
You are all doing a great job with the time. So thank you for sharing that. Communicate the value that you bring. That's powerful. And Dr. Shajabi, you will be taking the last question with the live panel before I share a message from Remy. Were there any specific theme or messages in the book that you found particularly compelling or thought-provoking that you would like to share? Oh, we can't hear you.
Unmute.
All right. Sorry about that. I've got 10 of those themes, and they happen to be each chapter, but I will probably point to chapter 6 that Tommy read. As someone in the research and innovation space, coming up with creativity and innovation is something that's important to me. But this is the first time that I think one of the things I found interesting, and when you think about uh, personal magnetism, you just think about what attracts people to you. But I've never really thought about it from the perspective of being an innovator or being somebody that works in the creative space, that you actually attract people from that particular perspective. And it's a book that it's a chapter that I find really compelling because it's calling all of us into uh, embracing our creativity. We're coming into a season in our lives or in the history of humanity where artificial intelligence is taking over. So doing routine work will not cut it anymore. But being creative is the future of work. Actually, Dele's first book, there's a chapter there that says stuck with me, future of work. And I've always seen him mention innovation as quite an integral part of leadership. And so I found that to be very important. The other thing I will say, and Ruth, I must confess, this 1 minute rule is quite hard. So thanks for making it difficult, but we'll try. One final thing I will say is whether we like it or not, we're all magnets and we're attracting something. So you just have the decision to make and say, what kind of thing am I attracting? And you've got to do a self assessment to say, everybody has some level of personal magnetism. So the important thing is, what am I attracting? Am I attracting people or events or situations that are aligning with my goals, or am I attracting something else? So those are the things I took away, but there's more. All the 10 chapters are quite thought-provoking themes, so I'm just going to leave it there.
Thank you very much, Tolu, for sharing some of those. But I know All of you have a lot more to say. I will say a big thank you to our live panelists for sharing your thoughts, your ideas, for sharing how you want us to engage with this book. As you said, it's not read and done, it's something that we have to practice as we go. So that would be the end of our live discussion. But before we end the panel session, I would like to share thoughts from Remy. She couldn't join us live today, but she did justice to our own questions and sent them ahead. So let me share a recording from Remy with all of you. I must remember to include sound so that we can hear me and make sure that that will play properly for everybody. So 1 second while I get that ready. Okay. Okay, I seem to be having trouble with my sound. 1 second.
And while Ruth is figuring that out, please let's give a round of applause to our fantastic panelists. Use the reaction to do that. Thank you so much. I know Dr. Shadebi already wrote a book. I guess he's got maybe another one cooking. Wemimo, you know what? What I'm seeing on the screen is speaking, write a book, write a book, write a book. But I don't know who has told Dr. See, all of you are doctors now because I'm just dashing you honorary doctorate degrees because of your wealth of experience and the way you're spoken today. So please, why not? Get going, write a book and invite me. I'll be part of the luncheon, trust me. Okay, we've got that, Ruth. Go for it.
Okay, 1 second. The audio
Oh,
is not coming out for you. So, Fisayo, I'll let you hang in there while I fix that. But we
okay.
must hear what Remy has to say. So, give me a moment.
Absolutely. We're not going to miss that. Once again, thank you to all of our panelists. Thank you for doing an awesome job. And let me just let you know before we go on to the next activity. We're going to bring word from Remy for sure. But there's something else that we have cooked for you this afternoon. So if you don't have your phone nearby, please grab your phone right now as you're listening to me. But we're also going to have an opportunity to pose a few questions to our author, Dr. Dele today. So I will let us know when we get to that portion, but please think about your questions in advance. Try to see if you can, you know, figure them out. And if you don't mind, if you want to start typing them in the chat, I would like to just collate all of the questions and, so we can field them to Dr. Allah as we, progress with that event today. One of the other things that I saw when we started, I was asking questions about where people are joining from. If you joined us while this is still ongoing and you haven't put in the chat where you joined from, may I encourage you to please do that in a quick second. Let us know where you're joining us from. And Ruth, let me know once you've got that working, or we may just jump to our next activity while we wait for that. But once again, thank you to all of our panelists. We appreciate the great job that you did on there for us today. So I'm seeing people from Ottawa again. Ottawa, what is going on? But thank you. Winnipeg, I see Winnipeg. Yay, Winnipeg, Winnipeg. Yes, we're here. We're here. Moose Jaw. And all the way from Adri there, here in Canada. Winnipeg, Winnipeg, yay. Ruth, are we good with the word from Remy now? Do you think that will work?
Yes.
The chapter that resonates most with me is chapter 8, Become an Efficient Self-Manager. Particularly the aspect in the paragraph that talks about goals. Acronyms are a big part of my career, and that's why GPS is easy for me to remember. Goals, Positioning, System. Now, in setting goals, we need to break it down into bite-sized pieces. Where is the goal going to take place? When would it be accomplished? How about the goal? What is the why behind that goal? Those are things that I need to consider. So that aspect is a reminder for me to understand that I can be a better version of myself. I found the book an easy read. The book, in my opinion, has a way of making you a better version of yourself. If you're familiar with Dr. Dele's books, you would know that he has an objective in mind for his readers, and that's for his readers to learn. And he gives his readers the opportunity to do that by including a summary at the end of each chapter and questions at the end, such that his readers could practice and be able to, as a result of this book, become a better version of themselves. One thing that I am considering, and I'm hoping that the folks at this luncheon would also consider alongside with me, is to read the book along with friends or with colleagues. By using the questions at the end, we could have a discussion and use that to learn from other people's perspective, to understand the book better from other people's point of view. Would you consider doing that with me?
Okay. I hope you all heard Remy and Remy's last question there. It's a great way to wrap up our panel discussion. Sorry for the short hiccup with the audio there, but would you consider getting friends to read along with you, to discuss along with you, and for all of us to become a personal, a person that attracts other people, not just for anything, but Toby Shadabi said, we're all magnets and we're attracting something. So what are you going to attract after this book launch? Over to you.
Today, Dr. Ola, I will invite you to please get ready now because we want to ask you a few questions. We want to get to to know more from you. So, Ruth, we'll pause the game for a moment, and we'll take a
Okay.
few questions from the audience for Dr. Ola, and then we'll come back and we'll finish up with the game. Fiogo, I see that you have a question. Maybe you want to ask it live. You don't want to put it in the chat, but guess what? Dr. Dele Ola, here you are. Your beloved attendees today have a few questions for you. And the first one came from Okoyemi Unifade. And the question is, so what's the title of your next book? You have 20 seconds
Thank
to
you.
answer that one.
Thank you very much. The answer is that I don't know the title of the next book. But one thing you can be sure of is that I've started writing something else. So usually I start writing and then everything comes together kind of at the end of the day. So we do not usually determine the title until we get to the end of the writing. And as the person that asked the question knows the answer, because even this last book, Mastering Personal Magnetism, as at the final hour, both of us were still debating what the title should be, and they had a few suggestions about it. So, but in my next writing, I think I'm being motivated to write about how people can break free from what people may call glass ceiling in their career, or things that hold people back, things that retard people from breaking forth in their career. I think I'm being inspired to write along that direction now.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dr. Ola. Your next question is coming from Farah. And the question is, what inspired you to write this particular book? 30
Yeah, thank
seconds
you
to
very
answer that.
much. So I think I started on that in the introduction to the book at the beginning. So growing up, I see a lot of growing up, I saw quite a number of people that had that personal magnetism. So there were uncles and colleagues and people in our community, people in the family. I could see that certain individuals just command that respect from people. Everybody wants to be around them. People want to associate with them. People want to work for them. People love them. People want to make sure they are connected to them. So my question was, how did these people make it? And these people would not fit in the typical definition of attractive people. They're not that handsome or beautiful, but yet something inside of them makes them to be attractive to others. And that led me on a journey of trying to find out what that really is. And when I found it, I decided to put it in a book for everybody to read. So that's my inspiration. All of the great people that I've met that have that natural ability to attract others to them.
Awesome.
Thanks, Farah.
Thank you. The next question I'll take, it's a live question from Fiogo. Please go ahead, Fiogo, and ask your question.
Thank you. This is Fiogo. Congratulations again, Dr. Dele. Today I was telling my wife, oh, I have a meeting to attend. So she was saying, I told her the meeting, say, oh, Dele again. She has written again. Yeah, so this is good and congrats. So my question is, I know it's possible you will have shared it. I have not had the opportunity to read this book. I asked you, you told me you will share with me soon. I think you made me miss that gift today because I couldn't buy beforehand. The question is, can you share, how you have lived these principles you've put together in your office or in your circle of influence? Possible to have been an example, but as an example, maybe you don't want to share in this book so that we can learn like a practical lesson. How have you lived this principle in your office or your circle of influence, and what has the outcome be? That's my question, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Fiogo. That's that's quite an interesting question because I think there are two sides to the answer. The first side is the side that I could talk to, like I could speak about, which is the effort that I've made to try to be someone with a magnetic personality. The other side is how people perceive me from the outside. So, because I'm not sure what people think most of the time, I don't know if I'm that great or attractive to people on the outside. I'm not sure. But one thing I've always done is to try to live the principles myself. So, if I want to take, for example, let's say when we talk about exuding self belief and confidence, for those people that are close to me, you know that I do have some level of confidence. It's not because I know everything, it's not because I can do everything, but I know that if I don't believe in what I'm doing, if I don't believe in myself, then I've already told everybody else not to believe in me. So, right from when I was young, I've always believed in what I do. I do not usually require a lot of how do I put this? I don't require a lot of validation from other people. Once I get going and I'm convinced that this is the right direction, I think I've learned to stay the course. I've learned to believe in what I'm doing, and that has helped me a lot. Have I been right most of the time? Maybe there were times when I was wrong, but when I was wrong, I was sincerely wrong, and I was able to learn and grow from there. So, and the reason why that is important is because people generally see through us. If you are authentic, people will know. If you are not authentic, people will know. You can't fake it for long. So I've decided to just be true to myself. So wherever I am, I just want to be myself. I'm not exactly very sociable, and I don't know if I fit in the typical definition of people that are very attractive physically. But I just want to build something inside of me that makes me to be genuine to other people. Things like patience, like kindness, like being nice to other people, talking softly to other people, relating with people, finding out about people, trying to connect with people. I think those are the efforts that I've made for my end, and I hope that people perceive me that way also. Thank you, Phil.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And you're getting commendation already that, hey, you're a very handsome man. Please, if you have questions for Dr. Ola, kindly put it in the chat. Your next question is coming from Professor Tolusha Ajobi. What motivated you to write about personal magnetism?
Okay. Thank you very much for that question. I've always seen people complain that other people don't like them. I see people complain that people don't like them. For example, they knock on a door, the door did not open. They'll say, oh, it's because people don't like me. Anywhere they are, they try to blame other people for the things that are happening in their lives. And one thing I've found out is that in most cases, that is not the case. Saying that people don't like us sometimes is an alibi for not doing the right thing. It's an alibi for us. It's an alibi to make um, excuses. It's just an excuse for not doing the right thing. I've discovered that unless there is a deliberate conspiracy by a group of people to loathe you, it is impossible that everybody dislikes you. I've already established that. And the reason I wrote this book is that I wanted to open people's eyes to things that we can do individually that can enhance our ability to attract other people to ourselves. And this has nothing to do with charisma. It has nothing to do with an ability to talk well. If you read the entire book, you'll see that I did not dedicate any particular chapter to communication because people think that communication is everything. But that is not true. Even our silence can speak a lot to other people. Even sometimes the way our lives have turned out becomes a story that other people can read and they can attract them to us. So the purpose for me is bringing a message to the world that helps every individual to be able to improve in their journey to becoming better people, really. So, and that's my inspiration. I just want to, I've learned something, it has worked for me, and I think it's time for me to share it with other people so they can apply it too.
Fantastic. And I think I have a two-in-one question for you. That's the very final question that I have on here. And then if there's anybody else that still has another question, we have a few more minutes to do that because we're gradually coming to the end of the event today. Here's the question, and the question is from Farah. What books or resources have influenced you the most? That's the part A of the question. So some of the books or resources that have influenced you the most. And the second part of the question is, how do you measure the impact of your work or your books?
Okay, wow, that's quite interesting. If I tell you the book that has influenced me the most, a lot of people will be surprised, but many people may not be surprised. The one singular book that has influenced me the most, that I've read from back to back several times in my lifetime, is the Bible. That is the truth. I have nothing to hide about it. But aside from reading the Bible, there are so many other materials that I've read. There are some big names in the leadership literature that we may mention, people like John Maxwell. We talked about James Clear. We have other people from the past time like Napoleon Hill and many other people that have inspired me. So one of my favorite books of all time is The Richest Man in Babylon. That's a classic, and I've read the book several times. I like to read it over and over again. So I have many materials that have influenced me, but if I would say the one that has influenced me the most is still going to be the Bible. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr.
Okay,
Ola.
yeah, I think there is a second part to
Yeah,
the question,
yes.
which is the how
How do
much
you
my
measure
work
the impact of your work or
of
your
my work
books?
on my books. So the simple way to answer that is that life is always intertwined. That I don't have like a career life that is different from uh, social life, that is different from spiritual life, that's different from everything is all intertwined. So I would say that there is a lot of experience that I've gained through my daily work. Some were painful experiences, some were very good experiences that have all summed up to be my experience, and that has influenced my writing. So the way I see the world just like a story. Maybe because I'm a storyteller. Everything in my life is a story. Every encounter that I have, every work that I do, everything that I do, I see everything as a story. And I've seen my work influencing everything that I do. The encounters I have daily, for example, in my book writing and in my many writings, I do not use specific examples of people from work. But if you read very well, very carefully, you will see that there is a lot of experience that is packed in what I write. A lot of them are mostly hypothetically, but definitely my work has a very great influence on my writing. Thank you.
Fantastic. And I love that you mentioned about that book. I just brought this from my library. And it is a very, very good book as well. We have two more questions because we will have to wrap up the event for today. And the first one is from Dr. Ayodele Akenroye. what role does authenticity play in personal magnetism? I'll give you just 1 minute to answer that one.
Okay, so I would say in personal magnetism, authenticity is everything. So imagine someone who makes up, they wear very expensive cosmetics and they dress well and everything, but they have no character. You may see them from afar and say, wow, what a beautiful lady, or what a handsome guy. But you just need to relate with them for a bit and you discover that they're empty. So the aspect of authenticity makes people to believe us. So, for example, we are not all perfect as human beings. Everybody has their flaw, everybody has their shortcomings, and everybody has their own strengths and their weaknesses, right? So, in most cases, people are not really concerned about how strong we are, they are concerned about how true we are. So, and many people tend to miss that. It's not about strength, it's not about show of strength. It's about being real, it's about being vulnerable, it's about relating with people with accountability. So, and I think authenticity is a major part of it. So, the person that asked the question, for example, Barrister Ayo himself, I know he's a very authentic individual. Uh, when you first meet him, you would notice that he has a way of doing his things, and that is the way. He's not going to hide it from you. So that makes it easy to relate with him because you know that this is the way he does his things. But if we are not authentic, if we are cold in the morning and hot in the evening, then people won't be able to place us, and that becomes a problem in a relationship.
Awesome. I just noticed that he added a few more things at the end of the question. Can people be charismatic while being inauthentic, or does that differ from emotionally intelligent leadership? And I think you kind of touched on that with your answer. And the final question for you, Dr. Ola, is you mentioned that you are not a sociable person. How do you think this book can help introverts or those who may not feel comfortable in the limelight or public space?
Okay. So when I say that I'm not a sociable person, I need to kind of put it in quotes because sometimes when I have to be sociable, I am sociable. So, but generally speaking, I tend to be a lot more introverted. Now, there are lots of things that go on in psychology that have confused people. For example, if you have read a lot about personalities, the people that wrote those books on personalities, they tend to cage people in certain type of personality, and people wear that and they say, "Oh, this is who I am." But in reality, where this book helps us is to see that whoever we are, we have an opportunity to project the kind of person that we want people to see to them. So it's not about who you are intrinsically only. It's the fact that people that are attractive may be extrovert, may be introvert, they may be loud, they may be quiet. It doesn't matter who you are. Everyone has a way that they can present themselves to the world that makes them to be attractive. And those personality traits that we have should be used as an advantage, not as a disadvantage to ourselves. And when it comes to principles, principles still remain the same. You can be a successfully loud person, you can be a successfully quiet person. So when we talk about being successful, when you are successful, success has many friends, people will flock around you, and people will forget about your temperament at that point, right? So it's about projecting the kind of person to the world that people really want to associate with.
Awesome. Thank you very much once again, Dr. Idiliola. Those are the questions that we can take for now. We will want to wrap up the online activity that we're doing. But before we do that in a second, I just want to quickly call our attention to something. Dr. Ola has done a fantastic job writing this book, and not just this book alone, but all the other books that he has written. One of the things that also projects this to people out there is some people might buy a book and then they are thinking, what other book should I buy? If a book has a lot of reviews, especially on Amazon, it becomes one of those ones that is suggested to others. Or when someone thinks, oh yeah, this suggestion, should I buy, should I not? I know people who are like, how many people have reviewed it? What did they say in their review and all that? And that becomes the yardstick for them to make decisions. So Dr. Ola is counting on all of us, and I mean all of us. So if you've got the book today on Amazon, awesome. You can go right away and put a review there. If you've bought any of his books before, you can still have the opportunity to put a review on those books. And just before we end, I'm going to give us a few minutes for us to actually do that exercise. But I want to let you know in advance that I'm going to ask you for that particular request for a few minutes before we wrap everything up tonight.
I just want to say thank you to everyone. Family members are here. I think I heard my parents were on the call earlier, and we have a lot and lot of family members that came to attend today. Thank you so much. We have friends all over, people from all over the world, from Australia, from probably the UK, from different parts of the world, from Winnipeg, from Ottawa here. Thank you. I have a lot of colleagues on the call. I want to say thank you very much to my colleagues here in Ottawa that made it a date to be here today. Thank you. To those people that contributed to the journey of this book, the people that helped me in the review of the book, to make sure that the content that we are bringing out is sound and it's reasonable and meaningful. I would thank you very much. I mean, people like Opeonifade, Remy, Adedapo, and also to Lisha Jobi. And thank you, Wenimo, for joining in at some point also. I want to thank everyone that made today a reality. And most especially, I want to thank my family. Ruth has always been there, as many of you know. Thank you so much. And I believe my son and my daughter are also on the call somewhere. Thank you so much, Tommy, for being part of the program. Everyone that spoke today, everyone that participated in the events, everyone that asked a question. Thank you very much. I can't thank you enough. I just want to say thank you. And that's all I've got for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And he has said it all. And I just want you for 10 seconds to please raise your right hand. I love doing this a lot. Can I see you raise your right hand? Raise your right hand, everybody. I'm not making you to say the pledge or anything. And then just go this way. Give yourself a pat on your shoulder. Thank you. Thank you for being part of this success story today. So on that note, we're bringing this to a close. We're saying thank you for joining us on the 4th installment. More to come, and we will call, you will answer, and you'll be part of many more book launches in the future. So that will mark the official end of the event today, but we are asking you not to be in a hurry to go away. Please stay back, say hi to the author, say hi to friends that you have not seen in a while, but we have officially ended the event for today. Thank you so much. God bless.